Imagine leaving your home forever, your childhood, your ancestors' graves, your memories, all behind. You have just one goal: reach the new homeland, Pakistan. But the journey ahead isn't through roads, it's through rivers of blood. This is not just history. This was the greatest migration the world had ever seen, where millions walked towards a dream called freedom, and hundreds of thousands never made it.
In 1940, on the lawns of Lahore's Minto Park, a vision was born, a land where Muslims could live freely without fear of being a minority. Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah called it Pakistan. But what began as a dream soon turned into the bloodiest chapter in history. A story of Muslim homeland written with the ashes, written with the bloodlines. Rebirth of a great Muslim nation. A man was given just 5 weeks to divide 200 million people, 4,000 towns, and centuries of shared history. His name, Sir Cyril Radcliffe. His pen drew the deadliest line ever drawn on Earth. That line wasn't just on a map. It cut through homes, hearts, and humanity itself. The British were leaving India after 200 years of rule. But before they left, they had one final task: to divide. For this impossible job, they called a British lawyer, Sir Cyril Radcliffe. A man who had never been to India before, who didn't know its people, its languages, or its lands. And yet, in just 5 weeks, he had to decide which villages would belong to India and which would become Pakistan. It was an impossible mission, one that would change history forever. The Radcliffe Commission divided Punjab in the west and Bengal in the east. The criteria: religion, geography, and administrative convenience. But on the ground, it was chaos. Villages with Muslim majority went to India. Hindu and Sikh towns fell in Pakistan, and some cities like Lahore and Gurdaspur became the center of deadly disputes. Lahore, once a mixed, vibrant city, was awarded to Pakistan. Gurdaspur, crucial for Kashmir's route, went to India. In just a few strokes of Radcliffe's pen, millions woke up in a new country without moving an inch. On 17th August 1947, 2 days after independence, the Radcliffe Award was officially announced. What followed was hell on earth. August 1947, independence had a double meaning. India rejoiced. Pakistan was born. But in Punjab and Bengal, the streets were painted red. Trains that once carried passengers now carried corpses. Entire villages vanished overnight. Mosques and temples turned into battlegrounds. Neighbors became enemies. For every flag raised, 1,000 lives fell. Nearly 15 million people left their homes, the largest human migration in history. They traveled on foot, in bullock carts, on trains, across a line they'd never seen, for a country they'd never been to. For some, the journey lasted days. For others, it never ended. Mothers lost their children in the chaos. Daughters jumped into wells to escape dishonor. Fathers buried their sons with their bare hands. They called it Azadi, but for foreheads, it was Qurbani, sacrifice. There were called ghost trains. Thousands boarded trains from Amritsar, Ludhiana, and Jalandhar, hoping to reach Lahore and Karachi. But when the trains arrived, only silence stepped out. Each train became a coffin, carrying not people but martyrs of a new nation. The air was filled not with slogans, but the cries of those who gave everything for a dream they'd never see fulfill. When refugees entered Pakistan, there were no homes, no food, no hospitals. Yet, there was something stronger: faith. This land, they said, is ours now. We will rebuild it, brick by brick. They came with nothing, but built everything. The traders of Delhi became shopkeepers of Karachi. The farmers of Amritsar became tillers of Faisalabad. The mothers who lost everything raised the first generation of Pakistan. every brick laid in this new land was mixed with the blood and tears of those who migrated. 1947 wasn't just about maps changing. It was about people rewriting their destiny. In the ashes of destruction, Pakistan rose. Not as a gift, but as a reward for sacrifice. The blood that was spilled became the ink that wrote the story of a nation.
1947 is not a date. It's a reminder that freedom is never free. Behind every flag, there are graves. Behind every anthem, there are tears. The Muslims of the subcontinent paid the highest price, and from that blood and pain, Pakistan was born. Remember their sacrifice, because the story of this homeland is the story of those who walked through fire and built a home out of ashes.